Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here, meeting those that I haven't seen for a while and meeting all the new ones. So, my name's Fernando Afonso. I'm professor at the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, University of Lisbon. I teach pathology and aquaculture, and I also work at the International Mobility Office. Mobility in the world is not recent. It's not something that's just started last century or in the 21st century. It exists for a long time, for centuries. Just remember the Silk Road. It started in China, and from China it went to the Persian Empire, and from there to the Roman Empire. Also, Portuguese and Spanish, they were traveling on the 15th and 16th century, all over the world, navigating. The Portuguese, they brought tea to Europe. Then, from Portugal, they brought tea to the United Kingdom. And you know how famous is tea nowadays, all over the world, namely in the United Kingdom. You know how much the words globalization and internationalization have been used more and more. But in fact, as I said, globalization is not new. It existed for centuries. So globalization, it's a fact that exists for centuries. But when the First World War and the Second World War existed, it decreased dramatically. And only after the Second World War, the globalization and internationalization started to grow again until nowadays. Also, the society and the global markets, they also have been asking more and more for internationalization. So we have been seeing more and more mobility programs and also agreements between institutions, between higher educational schools and universities. The word universitas means universal. So the mission of universities is to make the knowledge universal and to transfer that knowledge to the society. It's the mission of universities. When students do mobility, they have the mission to learn. That's the main mission. So they arrive to a new environment. That's true that mobility can be done in the same country between two different institutions, but they will learn much more if they move to a different country. So then they arrive and they get a different culture, different traditions that they learn, also a new language and new realities. So then they have to face and they have to adapt. They have problems that they have to solve. They want to succeed and they do their best for that. And they will develop not only their personal, but also their skills and their professional knowledge. Then, when they arrive to their countries, when they return to the institutions that send them, they know now much better how to balance the social relations, the studies, and the work. They are more organized. They are more confident. They can share now their experiences to the others. And they bring their own perspectives, and they gain competencies, and they bring knowledge. So these are a lot of words that are connected with mobility, keywords that are important for mobility. But I would highlight one, which is for me the most important one concerning mobility, which is the knowledge transfer. It's the most important thing. So those that do mobility, they will bring knowledge, they will transfer that to the society where they belong and to the institutions where they belong, and they will be much better. They also can create international professional networks. And these international professional networks will be very useful not only for them, but it will be a good benefit for the institutions, can be business companies, can be universities or institutions related to education. There's no doubt that academic mobility is one of the best achievements of globalization and internationalization. So those that do that, they expand their knowledge, they get new perspectives, they do cooperation, and they improve their skills. In Europe, well, in the world, there's many different mobility programs. In Europe, there's also different mobility programs, but the most popular one is Erasmus. At the moment, the program goes until 2020, and it's Erasmus Plus. And it includes education, training, sports, and youth. There's also challenges. So Erasmus Plus also has challenges and obstacles. And I would highlight one. So scholarships, they don't cover 100% of their expenses. And some, they cannot use the program, or because they cannot have enough money for that, or their families need to support them to do the mobility. There's also another obstacle, which is the language, but that one it's much easier to solve, in my opinion. Institutions, they should promote mobility because they will gain with that. Those that will go for mobility, they will bring experiences and skills, and when they return to their institutions, I recognize someone in this picture. Vin sent me this picture. I will talk about him very soon. But institutions, they should promote mobility because they will gain with that. They will get benefits. So those that return doesn't mean that they know everything. They just bring their own perspective. And then all together, there's those that stayed and those that come from mobility, all together, they talk, they should discuss, and they should share their experiences. And at the end, the education will be better at their institutions. Ongoing collaborations between Europe and Asia, as I told you, in my faculty and at University of Lisbon, most of the agreements we have are with other institutions in Europe. Recently, in April, the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine signed an agreement with the College of Aquaculture and Fisheries, Canto University. For us, for me, it's an honor that I signed this agreement last April. And hopefully that we will have more agreements. It's a wish from the dean of my faculty and also a wish of the rector of the University of Lisbon, and I'm sure of all the other institutions in Europe. I have been meeting many people that have been doing mobility. Some made history. Some are in my mind. I made friends. I'm still in contact with some of them. His name is Vin. He's from Vietnam, from Canto University. He's doing now his PhD in Taiwan. He sent me some pictures. What is success? There's different ways to measure success. Success can be how much glad we are about reaching our objectives. Can be receiving a diploma, can be doing a research work, can be signing an agreement, doing new collaborations, namely between Europe and Asia. Success is that we are all together here with at least one mission and one objective. As I told you, I met several people that did mobility and I considered success. I would like to talk about Vin, Mr. Vin. He's from Vietnam. He started to do mobility in Thailand, then in Ghent, Belgium. He was in Portugal. Now he's doing his PhD in Taiwan. During all the places where he has been learning. Now he knows what he wants. So his success is that he knows that he's on the right way. He's happy. He still didn't finish his PhD, but he's already successful because all his experience told him exactly what he wants to do. He likes aquaculture, he likes research. Then I have a friend from Germany, Leonard Klein. Now he's in Myanmar, helping those that do aquaculture to do it better. He's helping his own way, also helping in the area of education. He also did mobility before, was also in Portugal, he was in Brazil. So success, and the opposite word of success is failure. Failure doesn't mean exactly the opposite of success. Failure can also be a success because with the failure, we know that we don't want certain things. So maybe it can help us to be, and help them to be success their own way. And I've been thinking a lot about this, the impact that it caused on me. And no doubt that meeting all these people, Europeans and people from Asia, it had a big impact on me. Now I know much more about Asia. I can teach more about Asia. To my students, I talk more about Asia. Also to my family, to my friends. I like Asia much more, even more than I used to like. That's my faculty and my university. I am from a country where in the past people used to do mobility to make money, to gain money. And they wanted to return to the country to have a better life. Their own objective was to make money. Nowadays, we see a different reality. People do mobility, mainly young people, not to make money, but to get knowledge. And many times they spend money. So, past, present, future, for opportunities is that concerning collaboration, we have a past. We have a past between Europe and Asia. And the past is telling us that there's good experiences. Portuguese were in Malaysia 5 centuries ago. So these positive experiences should keep on going. And that's my last sentence. Mobility programs, and that includes Asia and Europe, have the correct vision to prepare what the future will bring us. So thank you so much. I'm so sorry if I just passed the moment. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you.